Well, I mean, Liverpool's got a special place in my heart um, for obvious reasons, and it's always a pleasure to to come back to Liverpool.
Yeah, it's always why does Liverpool have a special place in your heart?
Well, because of the Beatles,
Yeah,
really, who are my main inspiration. What in the original 10cc, we all had our different influences, but one of our common influences was and love was for the Beatles. So
yeah. How special is it because you've obviously gone on to have an incredible career in music, but you obviously work closely with Ringo on a number of
yeah.
occasions. Just can you tell us a bit about that collaboration and just sort of how special that was for you?
Oh, it's great, great. I remember when I got the call from his production manager, and he asked me a sort of very stupid question. He said, "How would you like to work with Ringo Starr?" I thought about it for a millisecond. No, of course, I was absolutely delighted, and it was fantastic working with him. Somewhat surreal, but he's a wonderful human being.
Yeah.
He's lovely and generous and funny, and does not suffer fools easily, I have to say. Not that I'm a fool, but I've seen him not suffer fools easily, and quite right too. You know, he's Ringo Starr after all.
Yeah, so the phrase you don't meet your heroes, but with Ringo it was fine.
No, no, it was absolutely fine. It was great, you know, and he's very generous. I mean, he at the last on my last solo album, that album was called Modesty Forbids. He played on a track called Standing Next to Me, which is about my time with working with Ringo, and that was great. And I've also written a song with a friend of mine that was so Beatley that I couldn't resist asking him to play on it, and he plays on it as well. So he's
Yeah,
very good like that, you know. It's great.
yeah,
As long as he likes the song, of course. I wouldn't expect him to do anything or ask him to do anything that I didn't think he would want to do.
yeah. Yeah, have you got a favorite memory from performing with Ringo?
Do you know,
That stands out.
one memory I've got is, and it's really to do with the power of music. And I think we were playing a little Help with My Friends, which is like my favorite thing because of the bass part to play with the band. But it was seeing someone in the audience who was sort of looking adoringly at Ringo, and I thought that woman she must be in her 80s, right? But standing there and dancing in the audience, there was the girl of 16 or
Yeah,
15 or whatever it was that she first fell in love with the Beatles and Ringo. And that was the most wonderful thing, that gift of the music and the memories that we evoked doing that, you know, singing and playing those songs, and Ringo in particular, obviously. It was just a sort of beautiful sight, and I'll never forget it.
yeah. So obviously that's something that only music can do, really, and sort of you've enjoyed now an absolutely legendary career in music. Is sort of is your obviously you've spoken very passionately about it. Then would you say is the passion for music, is that the key to your staying power in the industry? Would you say?
Yes, I mean, I'm lucky in that I get to do the three things in my work. I don't call it work really. Well, it isn't. In my musical life, which is writing, recording, and playing with the band, and I get paid for it as well. And I mean, what could be better? I never forget every day how fortunate I am to be in that position. It's a privilege, and yeah, no, it's a wonderful thing.